Rose. It's an analog delay. So one thing about this, one of the many things about this pedal, it's a delay. That's the main purpose. It has modulation. It's got a lot of features. I'm going to start out by turning the modulation off, by cranking the depth down. I'm going to turn feedback and mix the mix between the delay sound and my guitar to about the same. There's a filter, and then there's a delay, and the delay can be really super long, and it can be really short to a point where it basically disables the delay and turns this into like a dedicated modulation pedal. We're going to start there. I'm going to start there. But I'll show the extremes of the delay real quick. This is a mode that I think they call it the comb filter. And it's with the delay all the way down. It's the pedal's off. When I turn it on, you hear more sound when I turn it on because it's doubling that sound. We're going to come back to that. Here's the shortest delay sound. You can't even hear any delay because it's right there. Okay, that's the shortest you can get it. Now I'm going to turn it all the way up. I think this is something like 6 seconds. Okay, and the other thing about this pedal, I'm going to get rid of what's in, there's a loop, or there's delay sounds in there. They get preserved when you turn the pedal off. Now there's different modes that you can set the delay to be like, kill dry, where it'll kill your dry signal, you only ever hear delay, buffered, non-buffered. I think it's in buffered right now, where when it's in buffered, you turn it off, the delay sound goes away. But the cool thing, and the reason I really liked this pedal when I bought it, and I turn the feedback up. So I turn the feedback off so it would run out all the delay. So I'm going to turn the pedal off. And I'm just playing. But all that was now in the delay buffer. So you can use this. Let me tap in a tempo. Okay. I'm going to turn the feedback up. So you can do some cool stuff rhythmically not the greatest, but anyway, you get the point that you can play something, have no delay, kick the delay on, and it'll come in. All right, let's go back to the kind of weird flanger thing. All right, in this mode, it's meant, again, I'm going to play my... You hear a tonal difference because in this mode, the feedback knob does something weird with your tone. I think what this is it's a flanger or like phaser. I think it's more of a flanger, and there's a subtle difference there that's sort of irrelevant. We should just listen. But the way that it works is the way I think of it. The feedback knob. I'm going to turn it while I play. I'm going to turn it to the min. I can't turn it all the way up because it feeds back. But the way I think about it in my head is that it's like, how sharp do you want that? Basically, flanger working by, I think, inverting your signal at a certain point and then kind of inverting it and putting it back on itself. So different frequencies get accented. And this is kind of called a cue. And so... I probably explained that incorrectly, so go look up what a flanger is. But anyway, at the point where you start to like cut off frequencies or mix frequencies, you can say how harsh you want that to be. And like audibly to me, I think of it as like you have a flanger, like how sharp do you hear that edge is how I think of it. Okay, so there is. I was also adjusting the delay, and when in this pedal in this mode, the delay is also doing something tonally. So you can. That's with the delay all the way up. By the way, my mix now is all the way up. My dry signal's not coming through. And while we're doing this, I'm gonna adjust the filter so you can kind of hear how it's a low pass filter, so the lower frequencies will pass through. We'll see how that affects the sound. There you go. You can. Now I'm going to adjust the rate and the I'm going to turn the rate all the way down and the depth all the way up. So I hear a whang like that, and I think if I'm going to turn the feedback all the way down now. It just is. It's still doing it. But it's not, I don't notice it as much. It's like very subtle. Now I'm going to turn the feedback as far up as I can. I have the delay pedal the delay knob in the middle. And again, the filter's all the way down. There's no dry guitar signal. now the delay's at noon. I'm going to turn the delay all the way down and then turn the delay all the way up. So this sounds like a flanger to me. I'm going to turn my guitar back in. See how that sounds. So with the delay, I turn the delay knob to 9 o'clock. Mix now at noon. Feedback I'm going to turn to noon. Filters at 9. This is the slowest rate. I'm going to turn the rate up and we'll see how loud this gets. They're the rates at noon. Let's go to max. Now I turn the depth down to noon. Okay, I'm gonna see what it's like with this. I said I'd turn the depth to noon. I'm gonna see what happens when I turn the delay up in this mode. Okay, so I turn the delay up there, and then I just turn the depth up. Now the depth's set around 10. Something the delay time does something to this effect, but it's not a delay. So there, I turn the delay down. It's now at 1 o'clock. I don't know. There's a setting on here. It's shape of a triangle. There's also one that's, I think it's gamma, and the symbol, the lowercase Greek gamma symbol. And it does something with inverting the signal. Just turn the delay down to around 9. So, I don't know, the depth does something. Turned it back up to 2. Yeah, it sounds kind of like an organ. I don't really understand what the reverse button's doing. I'm going to turn the delay all the way down, see how that sounds. So that the sound, the modulation's not as pronounced. I'm going to turn the depth up. And that reverse button's on, it does something to weaken the sound when it's in this setting where the delay's all the way down. There, I turn it off and it sounds very rich. And there's with the delay all the way up. And now I'll turn that reverse button on again. Kind of the same, but thin. Now when the delay's at noon, depth speeds all the way up. Okay, now speed's down, reverse button's on. I turn the dry signal off. Now I turn the reverse button off. Okay, so there's tons of stuff you can tweak and mess with. I don't know, you just, in this mode, the depth you can just turn. Feedback is giving you, like, I think it's like boosting a certain signal that's related to the modulation. And then the filter's still filtering. There's one other button, a triangle. I'm going to hit that real quick and show you. It's in delay mode, it makes the delay longer. 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x longer. We'll see what it does in this mode. So I got the delay at 3 o'clock, filter at 9, speeds are almost noon, a little past, depth is at 3, no dry signal, and the feedback's at noon. And that multiplier is giving like a high pitch overtone. I'm going to increase it to 5x, which is a pain. You got to hold a button, but I'll do it. And actually, since I'm doing this now and I want it to be rhythmic, there's a tap tempo, but if you hold that down, it switches to a tap modulation speed. So now depth is all, or delay is all the way up. Not the delay sound, but in this mode, comb mode. And the mix, I brought in some of my guitar again. It actually sounds like it is in delay mode, but I'm going to double check, and I'm going to turn the delay all the way down. So delay is all the way down. Adjusting the delay, you have to push in on one of the knobs and turn it. And if you push down and the knob's in a certain position, that takes over, which is why it got a little wild. So this filter mode still must have a little bit of delay if you turn the delay, because you adjust the mode by pushing in the button and then you look at some LEDs. But even within that mode, then you let up on the knob and you can turn it to the right and get more delay. But in this mode, it's supposed to stay in that comb filter mode. Sorry. Okay, I think I'm done. Oh, I'm going to go through the modulation real quick so we can hear it. Cutting out the dry signal again. Dry signal's down. I did turn the delay up because... Kind of like a hand clap for you. That is a square wave. We got the depth all the way up. I'm gonna turn the feedback down. So with the feedback's now at 9, it seems a little less prominent. Okay, now I turn the delay down to 9 as well. And I'm going to make it go pretty fast. So it's akin to, filter. It's like almost like a filter on and off. Almost what you would get from flicking your guitar pickup selector. Okay, so the next mode is an envelope on the modulation. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. It was just my signal. So basically when I'm strumming, many people probably know this, but I'm going to explain it in excruciating detail. When you strum, it triggers something in the pedal to do the modulation. The rate knob here, from what I can tell, adjusts the kind of how sensitive the its sensitivity and also in a way attack. Okay, delay rate is as low as I can get it and still trigger the envelope. Depth is maxed out. Feedback is at noon. There's no dry guitar signal. So that's the effect there. the digitization that I hear, to me, that goes away when I turn the delay all the way down. And if I turn the delay all the way up, it sounds very like robotic. Maybe not robotic. I don't know how to do it. Now I'm going to turn on the 5 times multiplier. That makes sense to me. Okay, so with the 5 times multiplier on, there must be a little bit of delay coming from the delay that from the delay knob. So even though this is in that like comb filter mode, you can hear now when I really put it in 5x mode. It really affects the sound. And I've been playing with this for a little while. And I think what's happening is it's still all going through the delay, and the delay set is super slow. But when I don't know how these chips work. My rough guess, just completely kind of based on my experience with digital electronics and stuff like that, even though they consider this analog. I mean, okay, so whatever. There's a chip in here, analog chip, but you do something to tell it like it's clock speed. So that's how you get different delay times, is adjusting some parameter on these chips. And I think what's happening is when you turn the 5x delay on, you turn the delay all the way up. It's like whatever that is times 5. It's really slowing it down. And when you set the clock speed really slow, which is what you have to do to get a long delay time, now the chip is in, I think it's that it has a lower bit rate. Like it only can sample your sound. And getting in the weeds here. But the chip is listening to your sound and then replicating it with the delay, and to get it's sampling. It's like listening to your sound at some rate, and when you make it really slow, it degrades the sound because it can't sample as well. So there is with the delay. The delay knob's all the way down. It is in the lowest setting, but it's still at 5x. And that's why we're getting those digital artifacts. If I turn that multiplier off, it's going to clean right up. It doesn't sound as cool. Okay, delay's all the way off. No dry signal. Feedback is at noon. I'm going to go back and forth between a really low rate and a really high rate. To me, you can kind of hear that go, wow. It's like and I think when I turn it up, it gets slower doing the wow. Yeah, and it really decays. So that's got to be the threshold. And the reason and they may be adjusting something else, but I think what happens is when the threshold's really low, you're either above this really high threshold with a really hard hit of the note, or you're below it. And as soon as you hit over it, it engages. But because it's so low, it's almost like it's always engaged. So now it's at noon for the rate. Okay, and so I think we can get more pronounced maybe if I turn the rate down and also turn the delay up a little bit. Okay, so that was me turning the 5x knob. I changed it now. It's on 2x mode, and the delay's up. Just it's at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna turn on the 2x and see how much artifacts. Alright, delays at noon. I turned off any multipliers. Rate's still at 9. I turned the depth down to like 3. Let's just keep going with this modulation. I don't think... I added my dry signaling a little bit, and I think that's kind of cool. Because then it's adding an extra sound. I'm going to go to the next modulation setting. This is random modulation, which you kind of, I don't know. I'm going to turn the dry signal off. Okay, so depth's all the way up. Rate is at 3 o'clock. Delay's still at noon. Feedback's still at like 1 o'clock. Okay, I turned the depth down to like 2.5. Mix is right at noon. That should be unity mix. I mean, it sounds like, I don't know, random to me. It's kind of cool. It's very subtle and probably more like you would hear it more on a recording, not necessarily like in a live setting. The last setting is the modulation, I think, is based on the external pedal. I have the pedal set up in a different mode, so this actually doesn't work, and I'm not going to mess with it. But you get the point. You could use your foot and go wah, wah, wah. All right, I'm going to leave the modulation in side mode, and now it's time to explore some delay. I'm going to go to the first delay setting, the lowest we can get. I think we did that. So delay's down. I'm going to stop talking about delay. Now you'll be able to hear it. In this low, I'm not going to go through all these modes, but in this lowest setting, and also the tap is not affected by this knob, but you can do different tap divisions. So you can do quarter note, half note, maybe whole. I leave it on eighth. There, the slowest, I mean, you can hear the delay there. But there's no feedback. Well, feedback's at noon. And you hear the modulation when I play, but the delay's so small that by the time I stop playing, it's gone. In the low setting, here's the max you can get. All right. It's pretty high modulation. I'm going to turn that down. So I'm going to tap out a tempo that's a little bit slower. I accidentally turned on the square wave modulation. Kind of cool. So that is with the square wave. Actually, the envelope might be kind of cool here because I'm going to turn the rate down. So remember, that's like it should make the modulation a little more pronounced. I turn the depth all the way up because that sounds wild. So remember, I didn't mention this, so how would you remember it? Know this. The envelope is affecting the rate of the modulation. I have the depth at 3, the rate is at 3, but we're in envelope mode. So when I hit it really softly, And remember, the modulation is at a different, well, it's controlled. So the rate must somehow relate to the max envelope speed or something like that. And that would make more sense. But if I hit it really hard, turn the mix down so it's around like 11. Well, that was fun. Probably not for you. Here's random. So the rate now is around 1 o'clock. The depth is at 3. Feedback's still at noon. And see, to me, even if you have random modulation, you can kind of hear it's random, but it sounds really close to what the sine wave will do. Or maybe I should say it's more. Well, let me go back and turn up the depth a little. Okay, I mean, I guess you kind of notice it's random, but it's really, to me, it's really hard to me. It's not very, there's not much attack to the randomness in that modulation mode. And I find this much more soothing. Now that we've Ooh. I like that. All right. Now there's a button. The gamma button is a reverse, so to reverse the delay. Okay, so it's reverse. Let's try the double mode. So all that mode, I mean, not all that mode does, but basically allows you to double, triple, quadruple the delay time from one button. And let me turn it on. Well, I don't know. Okay, so the thing is that when you turn the delay knob, it's going to be hard to explain this. Let me turn it up to the max delay. Okay, so this is the max delay. We did this earlier, I think. And then 6 seconds later, I'm going to get the signal back. All right, now it's going to keep going a little bit. Let's turn on the double mode. Now, in that case, it slowed down. The delay is going to be twice as long. And I have my old sound in there, but the new sound's going to sound correct. It was recorded at this delay time. All right, I'm going to turn off delay mode. Double mode, sorry. And the multiplier's off, so now the sound's coming in faster that I recorded, and then my old one is still there in the thing. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a bunch of stuff. Well, that was terrible. But anyway, you get the point. So now I'm going to turn the delay down. So when I turn the delay knob down, now the delay time is half as long, roughly, or it's much shorter. Okay, and now I'm going to turn it back up to the long delay. You hear that little glitch? I also turned the feedback up to like 2 o'clock. But what you're so that it would keep going, but normally what I would expect out of an analog delay is when you adjust the delay time that the sample would speed up or slow down. In this pedal, what I hear is that the delay just gets shorter and it like trims off part of the delay. So I could have a scale, if I can play it. Now I'm going to turn the delay time down. And notice it's just cut down to a little clip of that. Now let's do the scale again. And I'm going to turn it up. It's like it basically duplicated what was there in the delay to fill out what was needed to make the delay the right length, which is different than the multiplier, which will speed up and slow down your sound. Now, the other thing I have hooked up here next to this pedal is an expression pedal. Don't typically like to have expression pedals, but in this case, it allows me to have 2 different settings set up at the same time and switch between them, basically fade between them. If I hold the 2 buttons in the middle, I'm going to copy these settings to the other side. Okay, so now both sides, no matter where I put the expression pedal, okay, what I'm going to do now, I can turn this off. Like I said, I think I mentioned this, like it's recording while it's off. It's also holding the old delay sound in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the mode for the multiplier to like 4x, or 3. I'll do 3. And I'm going to put that multiplier on in one of the settings and off in the other. Okay, so this means that the delay on one of the settings is 3 times as long as the other one, but it's using the multiplier. So we should hear whatever I record in the one setting will be super slow in the next. I gotta turn it on. And if I record something while it's in this mode, now, let me turn this on real quick. Notice that the thing I just recorded is kind of got a digitized sound to it because I'm in this 4x mode. I'm going to now go back to the other mode and it's going to be super fast. This is me switching between them. All right. Turn the feedback down to noon. So it's cool. The problem is that going between the 1x mode and the 3x mode isn't a smooth transition because it's not a knob. And so there's a difference between the buttons and the knobs in this. You can set a different delay time in the other setting, and let's do that now. Okay, so I'm going to do random stuff and then... all it does is kind of messes up my signal, I guess. Let's go to tap tempo. And then I'm going to go to the other mode, tap in a similar tempo, and then I think I'm going to speed it up and I'm going to turn the feedback up. Okay. So I gotta let that get out of there. Alright, so what I did, because the other setting I have the delay much faster and I have the feedback cranked up. So when I go to that other mode, it really speeds everything up. That's why it gets really high pitched. And then it's because I'm turning the feedback on, the signal will last a long time. That's kind of a cool sound. Sounds like somebody shooting lasers or something. You can also do where you just turn the feedback up. I'm going to try that. So when I switch to the other one, when I switch modes, I can get it just to hang on. And now if I do, again, go back and make the delay really short on the other one. Now it should give me something kind of cool. I get it. So what was happening is, and I still haven't gotten it right. The tap tempo apparently overwrites both modes. So here I've got it tapped in on one. But now if I tap in a tempo again, it like overwrites the other one, which kind of stinks. I know I can get a cool sound if I make the feedbacky one have a higher delay time. All right, let's try that now. So yeah, it doesn't work great to... It doesn't really work great. I was getting earlier some sounds that were pretty cool with this. Yeah, right. Just a sec. I'm going to try turning the modulation up way high but really slow on the other channel, and just a normal, or what I would say is like a very common modulated. So that's pretty gentle, you know. And I'm going to turn the rate down a little bit, and then on the alternate setting, I'm going to really crank the rate up. Yeah, it's okay. So let's go back and mess around with this like super long delay, because I think that's one of the interesting parts of this pedal. The alternate settings are pretty cool. I like that part of this. So this again is where I have I don't have the feedback that high. It's probably higher than I should, so I'm going to turn it down, but I've got the really long delay to like the shortest delay going on. All right, so okay, I'm gonna let that fade out. There's another setting on, there's lots of settings. One thing you can do is you can say that you want this alternate button. There's just a hot switch. It can do a lot of different things. I'll explore. Let's explore. So this mode is hold modulation. I never got into any of these modes, but I want to try them out. I think I need to turn the delay down to really get the full effect. So there's no modulation because I got this pedal click. And I'm just tapping the button a bunch. So it just stops that modulation from doing its wah-wah thing. Okay, I cranked the depth up. Maybe this will be cooler. I'm going to turn the speed down. So depth's all the way up. I'm going to turn the speed down to like 9. Okay, so... You can kind of hear it. It's like it'll do its wah and then hold it. I don't know. Anyway, the next one resets the modulation. So now every time I hit it, it's going wah, wah. That's with the reverse mode on. Let's try it with the depth down to 3. It's kind of cool. You can also make the pedal do the A-B thing, but then you lose your tap tempo. It's the same with all these. Oh, I also forgot that you can use this pedal. You can use that button to turn on reverse mode. No, not any buttons. The reverse button and the 2x button you can assign to this hot switch too, and there's probably an external thing you can do. I changed it now, and it's in hold mode, so when I hit the button, it should hold whatever's being delayed. I'm going to turn the delay up a little bit because I think that's where it sounds kind of cool now. It's just holding on to whatever's there. Now, the one thing that drives me wild, not in a good way, about this pedal is I'm going to turn the hold mode on, I'm going to reach down, I'm going to hit the reverse button. So the hold's on. The hold button is completely ignored when the reverse is on. Which is horrible, because what I really would love to be able to do with this at times is be able to, because it'll record while it's off, I want to be able to have reverse on, record something, hit reverse, play on top of it, then hit reverse again and record some more, and then have the hold. Because if I turn up, I'm going to turn the delay up all the way. I've got feedback at around 1 o'clock. This is the max delay, so I'm going to play something. So it's in there. I have hold on. But it's fading out. It's fading out. Now, I can turn reverse off, and now it'll hold this, and I can turn it on and add to it. And I turn it off, holds on, it's going to keep that in there. But again, I can't hit the freaking reverse button and have hold work. Anyway, so that's it. That's the hold. End in there, I had rate on 9, depth at 3, and I had that other setting still, the super fast. This thing has 25 presets. I don't typically use presets. The other thing that I've gone back, I've had this thing up for sale twice. It hasn't sold. I mean, my price is too high, but it didn't sell. And then I take it off, and I'm like, on the books, on paper, spec sheet, on the spec sheet, it seems like this pedal ticks all of those boxes that I want. Like, it's great because I could use it, for random delay, just recording stuff all the time, and then, I liked what I just played, turn it on, hear it again, put on the hold. It'd be cool if I can reverse things and then, play over that and then reverse that and all that, but you can't keep the reverse on. There's only one button that's a hot switch, so you can't have tap tempo on and the hold switch. The thing I like is that, this fading between settings with an expression pedal allows you to get more, allows you to decide what you want to change between the two sides. That's pretty great. But the fact that, you can't twist the delay knob and get, you heard me there when I went really fast with the delay from really slow. It got kind of these lasery sounds. But in the same way, it doesn't slow down or speed up what's recorded. So you can't do that same kind of manipulation with what's in the delay buffer at any time. And that, to me, is what I'm really looking for right now. But other than that, I think it sounds really good. I've had other analog delays that when you get really strong feedback, you get some artifacts. This pedal doesn't have that. It's nice also that it has the filter. Again, I said 25 presets. I don't know. So it's not quite what I'm looking for right now in delays, and I don't know how I would use it in a live setting, because when I play live, what I'm really looking for is something that I can quickly get to the sound, a sound that's unique for that moment in time, but is close to what I'm looking for, which would be a modulated delay. And then I want to be able to get down there and manipulate it from time to time, or just get something really bonkers out of nowhere. And you can get bonkers with this pedal, but you can't get bonkers in real time. You have to fiddle with it. And I don't do presets right now. I don't do MIDI. So, but those are the sounds. More or less, that's the Eventide Rose.